Good morning, students. Now, the conservation of momentum, the law of conservation of momentum. According to this law, if no external unbalanced force occur in any system like system B of any two or three bodies. So, if no external force, unbalanced force act on the system or the two or the bodies, then the total momentum of the system remain constant. What is the meaning of this line? It means that suppose you are jumps out from the boat. What happens? You push the board in this direction. This is called the action. The force which you exert on the board is called the action. Or for every action, according to Newton's third law, we know that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So when you exert the force on the board in this direction, then this board also exert the force on you but in opposite direction. So the force you applied on the board is equal to the force applied by the board on you, which is always equal and opposite in direction. So due to this force which is exerted by the boat on you, you can easily jump out from the boat and come to the river bank. So in the system in which the boat and you are involved, so the total momentum before the interaction, it means the momentum before you jump out from the board and the momentum after you are jumping, it means at the time you are jumping here, is the same. So for this case only, we can say that initial velocity of the boat is 0 and you have also the initial velocity of 0. And when you jumps out from the boat moves in this direction. This is the velocity of this boat, and you moves in opposite direction. This is the velocity of you. So according to law of conservation of momentum, the total momentum before and the after is equal. So this is the law of conservation of momentum. Now we are going to write the whole derivation of the law of conservation of momentum. So first we should write all the values which we are using in the derivation. Like let these are the two bodies, the body M1 and the body this is M2. And they are moving in the same direction. It's very important that you have to write they are moving in the same direction. If they are moving in opposite direction, what will happen? This body, if it has the velocity of u1, then this body which is moving in the opposite direction should have the velocity of minus u2. Since you know that the velocity is a vector quantity, so it has the magnitude as well as the direction. So since you are representing this velocity, this direction with positive sign, so you have to represent this opposite velocity with the negative sign. So for this only question, for this derivation, we are taking that both the bodies are moving in the same direction. So we can say that the M1 is the mass of the one body and M2 is the mass of the another body, and the velocity they have is u1 and u2. For this question, suppose u1 is greater than u2, means the velocity should be different. If they are moving in a same velocity and they are moving in if they have some particular distance. So if they are moving in the same direction with the same velocity, they will not collide any times. So for this case, we are taking they have the different velocity. And after a certain interval of time, after some certain time, these objects collides with each other. So they collide for the time t. And after collision, the velocity changes. So according to this law, the law of conservation of momentum, we can say that the total momentum before the collision and the total momentum after the collision is same. And now we are going to derive this one. So after the collision, let the velocity of M1 is V1 and M2 is V2. Okay, so we can say the momentum of the body A. Suppose this is body A and this is body B. A and B. If they are striking to each other, they are collide with each other, it means A will exert some force on B and B will also exert some force on A. So let the force exerted by the A on B be represented by FAB. Here AB means the force exerted by the A on B, and same as this body B will also exert the force on A. So suppose it is FBA. Okay. So we can say the momentum before the collision. So first of all, we will write the momentum of the body A before the collision is M1 U1, and of the body B is M2 U2. And after the collision, momentum of the body A is M1 V1 and body B is M2 V2. So what is the change in momentum of body A? I am writing here the change in momentum of the body A. So the whole derivation I already explained you in last lectures. So the momentum of the body A, the change in momentum of the body A. So in now it has the velocity, it has the momentum of m1 v1. Initially it has the momentum of m1 u1. So we can take m1 as a common and it will be v1 minus u1. Okay. Now the change in momentum of the body A is this one. And suppose they strike to each other for the time t. So we have learned in the Newton's second law. According to the Newton's second law, we know that the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the force applied. So since the velocity of the body A changes, so we can say the object B exerts some force on A, that's why its velocity going to be changes. So I am writing here the force exerted by the B on A. So according to Newton's second law, we can say that it is equal to the rate of change of momentum, m1 v1 minus u1 upon t. So this is a force exerted by the B on A, that's why the velocity of the A changes. Now same as the change in momentum of the body B. Change in momentum of the body B. It is m2 v2 minus m2 u2. Since it has initial velocity of u1 and finally it has the velocity of v2. So we can say that how much the momentum change. Momentum is mass multiplied with the velocity. So we can calculate it by this one. Now the force exerted by the A on B. Since the velocity of the B has been changes, so we can say some force is exerted on this body. So according to the Newton's first law of inertia, if you want to change the velocity of any body, if you want to change the velocity, you have to exert some force on it. So the velocity of this body B changes, so we can say some force is exerted on this body, and which object exert the force on B? It is A. So A exerts some force on B, that's why its velocity going to be changes. So the force exerted by the A on B is equal to the rate of change of momentum according to Newton's second law. So it is m2 v2 minus m2 u2 upon t. Okay. So according to the Newton's second law. Now according to Newton's third law, we know that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. It means if A exerts some force on B, this B also exerts some force on A, but in opposite direction. It should be equal but in opposite direction. So what is the force exerted by A on B? It is FAB. And what is the force exerted by B on A? It is FBA. So but they are in equal but in having the opposite direction. So we can say FAB equal to minus FBA. So please put the values here. m1 v1 minus m1 u1 upon t is equal to m2 v2 minus m2 u2 upon t. T cancel, and it is easy to calculate that this negative values can come here. Okay, sorry, there should be a negative sign. So after opening the bracket, we get minus m2 v2 plus m2 u2. So take both u one side, like इसको इधर ले जाते हैं, प्लस हो जाएगा, इसको इधर ले आते हैं, प्लस हो जाएगा. So it is m1 v1 plus m2 v2 is equal to m1 u1 plus m2 u2. So this is the derivation of conservation of momentum. So it should be clear that after an interaction, if some two bodies are interact with each other, the total momentum of two bodies before the interaction is equal to the total momentum of the two bodies after the interaction. So this is the law of conservation of momentum, and there are lots of numericals which are based on this conservation of momentum. There are some numericals which are based on the law of conservation of momentum. These numericals are really so easy. But first you should understand what is the meaning of the numericals. Like I'm not writing the numerical here because I already explained lots of numericals in the last videos. So I'm going to explain how can we solve these numericals. So you can write the question in your notebook. A bullet of mass 30 gram. So this is the mass of the bullet. So I'm writing it like mass of bullet MB is equal to 30 gram. Now we know that the mass should be in kilogram. So first we will convert this gram into kilogram by dividing it by 1000. So it is 3 upon 100 kg. This is the mass of the bullet. Is horizontally fired with the velocity of 100 meter per second. So the initial velocity of the bullet is 100 meter per second from the pistol of mass 1.5 kg. So it means two bodies are interacting with each other. One is the bullet and other is the pistol. So I am writing the mass of the pistol like MP is equal to, so we will write all the what is the meaning of this symbol, like MP is the mass of the bullet, MP is the mass of the pistol, which is 1.5 kg, and it is also in kg. It is already in kg, so we don't have to convert it. What is the recoil of the velocity of the pistol? Okay, so you have to find what is the recoil velocity of the pistol. First of all, we should understand how can we apply the law of conservation of momentum on this question. Suppose this is a pistol. It is looking like a pistol or not, I don't know. So this is a pistol and we fire a bullet from it. Actually, before the firing, the initial velocity of the gun or the pistol and the bullet is 0. So you should also remember it, always remember it, that the initial velocity of the bullet and the gun before the firing is 0. So for this question we can say that u1, it is not the u1, it is a v1, final velocity of the bullet, and the initial velocity of the bullet is 0. And in the case of pistol, also the initial velocity of the pistol is 0 and we have to find the final velocity of the pistol. So for firing a bullet from the gun or from the pistol, we should always remember that u1 and u2 are 0. So by applying the conservation of momentum, m1 v1 plus m2 v2 is equal to m1 u1 plus m2 u2. So please put the values here. m1 is how much? Okay, m1, I am taking the m1 like the mass of the bullet and m2 like the mass of the pistol. So 30 upon 1000 into v1. v1 is how much? It is 100 plus m2 is how much? It is 1.5, and we have to find the velocity v2 is equal to m1 3 upon 30 upon 1000 multiplied with the u1 is 0 plus 1.5 multiplied with the 0. So after calculation we will find 1 2 3 0 cancel. So we get 3 plus 1.5 v2 is equal to 0 plus 0 is 0. So 3 is equal to minus 1.5 v2, or for finding the value of v2, we will bring this value in denominator, in division. So it will be minus 2 meter per second. So minus sign show that if the bullet is moving in this direction, then the direction of the gun is in opposite direction. So we say it like the recoiling of gun. So this is the one of the question. So for the question, numericals which are based on depends on the gun and the bullet, like the firing of bullet type of questions, you will do these questions like this. Second question, a bullet leaves the rifle with the velocity of 100 meter per second. So this is the initial velocity. Again, for the rifle and bullet, we know that the initial velocity of both the values is always 0. So this is for the rifle, and here is the bullet. So u1, the initial velocity of the rifle is 0. Okay, leaves the rifle with the velocity of 100 meter per second. It means the v1 is equal to 100, and the rifle has the mass 2.5 kg. So rifle ka mass m1 is equal to 2.5 kg. A bullet leaves the rifle with the velocity of, this is the velocity of bullet. Initial velocity of bullet is equal to 0 and the final velocity of bullet is 100 meter per second. Again I am reading the question. The bullet leaves the rifle with the velocity of 100 meter per second. So in this question the velocity of bullet is given, which is 100 meter per second. This is not 100. And the rifle having the mass 2.5 kg with the velocity of 1 meter per second. A bullet leaves the rifle with the velocity of 100 meter per second and the rifle of mass itna recoils with the velocity of, so this is the recoiling velocity of rifle. So we can say it is How much? It is 1 meter per second. Since it is a requiring velocity, it means it moves in opposite direction of the bullet. So we can say it is minus 1 meter per second. You have to find the mass of the bullet. Okay, you have to find the m2. So again we are applying the conservation of momentum here. So according to conservation of momentum, m1 v1, I am putting the value here, m1 into v1. v1 is how much? It is minus 1. Plus m2 v2. m2 we have to find, and v2 is 100, is equal to m1 into u1, which is equal to 0, plus m2 into v2. So if you multiply any number with 0, it always becomes 0. So here 2.5 minus ka plus 100 m2 is equal to 0. So please bring it here. It will be 100 m2 is equal to 2.5. Then m2 will be 2.5 upon 100. It is in kilogram because the SI unit of mass is kilogram. So this value is in kilogram. After calculating, we will find it like it will be 0.025 kg. Since this value is very less, so we can convert it into gram by multiplying it with 1000. So it will be 25 gram. So these are very simple questions of conservation of momentum. Few more questions. Now the third question. A block of mass 120 gram. So block of mass, so we can say like this is the m1. m1 is the mass of the block, 120 gram. So we will convert it into kilogram because the SI unit of mass is kilogram. So it will be 12 upon 100 kg. Move with the velocity of 6 meter per second. So initial velocity of the block is 6 meter per second. On a frictionless horizontal surface towards another block of mass 180 gram. So mass of the another block m2 is equal to 180 gram. Again we have to convert it into kilogram by dividing it by 1000. So it will be 80 upon 100 kilogram. This is the mass of the another block kept at rest. So the initial velocity of this block is 0. Take collide first block stop. So after collision, the initial velocity, the final velocity of the first block becomes 0. Find the speed of the another block after the collision. You have to find how much this block will gain the velocity after the collision. So we are applying the conservation of momentum because after the collision, the momentum, total momentum before the collision and the total momentum after the collision will remain the same. So m1 v1, m1 into v1 plus m2 into v2 is equal to m1 into u1 plus m2 into u2. So we can calculate it like 18 upon 100 v2. It will become 0 is equal to 72 upon 100 and it will become 0. So v2 is equal to 72 upon 100. Cross multiply में ले जाते हैं इसको 100 upon 18. 100 cancel out with 100. So v2 is equal to 4 meter per second. So this is the final velocity of the another block after the collision. So these are some simple numericals which are based on the conservation of momentum. So for in this chapter we have already revised whole the chapter. Newton's 3 laws: law of inertia, law of F is equal to m into a, and the third one, the law of action and reaction. And we have learned the conservation of momentum. We have already done the numericals which are based on this chapter. Now your concept should be clear because there is a lot of applications of the Newton's second law as well as the Newton's third law and the Newton's second also. Newton's first law, Newton's second law, and then Newton's third law. All the laws have lots of application. So these applications should be very clear. These questions can be come in the assertion reason parts. This can be in a paragraph based questions. So if you have any problem, you can ask me in your group. Okay, bye.